Well, this is a simple solution, Ish. First of all, do not go calling people out on mistakes, because I fucking hate it when people shame each other when we are human and we make mistakes. When there is a simple solution to this, I'm going to give you both the opportunity right now. You can either rebuild your teams, and we do this series next week. So we just have 6 matches next week. Or you could take time right now, rebuild. You could submit your PokePaste later, and we'll just let Mitchie and Koma go first. Because it was a mistake. So what I think I'm going to do as well is we're just going to make an email for you guys to put your bans and trades in. Because what's happening is I thought I could do it in Discord, and I'm talking to a lot more people than I expected. So I think we're going to do it like that. So we're going to make it an email so that people can mail me their trades, and I can see when it's on time and not just do thumbs up, because then I have to look through 12 or 11 people. And you guys have that option now. So the options, gamer, you can either battle right now, keep the Pokemon you have, or you could take time to build around your Salamence being banned, or we could just do this next week. Hey, Soda Dude made it. Nice. Awesome. Awesome. Reconnect. Because it was my fault. It cost nobody anything. You can make that decision now. What are we doing? He said you're just good for going it? Okay. Well, I mean, it does affect him because he has to know what to bring, and he's built around the Salamence. So it does affect Gamer as well as it is. Play now. They're continuing to play. That is my fault. No big deal. But just keep in mind that I'm not a person who doesn't have backup plans. So please shut up when it comes to shaming or making fun of people for making mistakes. Don't do that again, please. Okay, let's go. Let's get some better... Oh, you know what? You guys deserve the better music then. Alright, let's get into it. Azelf is going to be in and the Salamence makes it through. They've continued to play, no big deal. Now, what's this going to mean for them? You do see that Entei on the side with the Machamp. These are the Pokemon we want to see. The knockoff comes right through, takes down that Focus Sash off the Miami Melodics. As you just see some rocks surrounding this floating eel. I don't blame you, I'd be scared of that too. But nonetheless... Now, what's it going to be here? So, like we said, the nice thing about Electros is it's very flexible. As you can see, it's also very bulky in that explosion. Not going to get anything done. The nice thing is, though, he does get switch advantage on the side of the Miami Melodics. And Electros is, fairly tanky. So, it's done its job. At least it tried to. It knocked it off. So, Miami Melodics are going to try and make some aggressive play here. Could go into the Machamp, although they will outspeed anyways. So, Machamp might be the play. If it is carrying Dynamic Punch with no guard, it'll just do a bunch of damage and cause the confusion. And that's the one thing that if a Machamp does get a free switch and just start doing damage, it can just put a lot of hacks pressure on you. But it is going to be the Entei. That was the other thing I was just about to talk about. If he knows that the damage from a Sacred Fire can kill off Electros, and that 50% chance to burn can happen. Now, the other thing I believe this thing runs is Bulldoze. I can't remember if it got Stomping Tantrum, though. Does it get Stomping Tantrum? I can't remember. Nonetheless, Sacred Fire flies out, gets away with it for free. Instead of that Heatran making its way in. I guess seeing that's pretty much Electros has done what it wanted to do. But it will be the Blastoise making its way in now, put some pressure down with some Hydro Pump. We saw Water Pulse last week because of Mega Launcher. I think it really comes down to personal preference if you want the more damage or if you just want the boosted damage with the 100% accuracy. God, this music's so good. I can't wait for Gen 8. Oh, it's so nice. It will be the Water Pulse once again. Not going to do anything to Flourish. Flourish being the defensive Pokemon here. Carries tons of special defense to support the team. Rapid Spin will come out, but the Giga Drain, ooh, Giga Drain with the crit to boot. I seriously think for Jill to bring, but it does mean that there's that Blastoise getting put under pressure. But hey, you know what? Having a Fire, Water, Grass Core, 2 of those Pokemon switching into Toxic, pretty easy for the side of the Sarasota Suicunes. Even Celebi could have come in with Natural Cure and shrugged that off no problem. These types of comps are hard to handle because if their Pokemon are self-sufficient, which Heatran and Celebi both are at least, they can bring a ton of surprises, they can bring a ton of pressure. Has to watch out for Flash Cannon potential, but the Flamethrower is just going to fly out against that Machamp. Machamp is going to say hello. Doesn't get burned either, so there's going to be a fighting move flying out of this. The question is which one? He's not Guts because you don't see Flamethrower, but it could be Guts anyways, carrying Close Combat with a Choice Band or something of the sort. The Celebi will come in and check. It is Close Combat, so he can pretty much assume that this is the Guts variant. Maybe think he'd have to take something along the lines of a burn or something like that, maybe from a Lava Plume on that Heatran. Seeing that it might be defensive, knowing that it might be part of the Fire Water Grass Core. Psychic will come out. I have a feeling this Florge needs to be managed the best that it can. But we didn't see Flash Cannon. I don't know if he's hiding Flash Cannon on the Heatran or whatnot. Keeps going into it because he knows he can pretty much resist anything Florge wants to do. Moonblast will do nothing. Toxic will do nothing. It just goes on and on. So, wow, what more can he do instead? There it is! Hey! He does confirm he has it. And you know what? The way he's playing this... Actually, I forgot Flamethrower is also an attack on this. Haha! I like Lava Plume anyways. I don't know. Less damage, but has the burn on Scarf. Either way. Probably Scarfed if he switches out of this. But also worrying about the ground move that Entei can carry. The Salamence will make it in, but he does go for the Sacred Fire, predicting the switch. And Entei is the same speed, so will they go for the speed tie? He's lucky he didn't get the burn, actually. That's just a coin flip. And if he did get the burn of the Salamence, unless it's special carrying Hydro Pump, not the best you want to see out of your Mence. He's going to make the double switch back into the Heatrans. We actually see the Florge switch in. Florge made sense against the Salamence. The Heatran made sense against the Entei, but the problem is, in the end, Suicune's come out on top because Flash Cannon is there, and also Florge can't touch Heatran. So advantage Suicune's. Entei will make its way back in, but how many more hits do you want to take from this? It's just more and more damage. Will he make the prediction again going back into Mence? There's actually just a ton of opportunities for Suicunes to play around here with the moves. I have a feeling he's going for Sacred Fire again. Mega Blastoise will come in as that happy medium. Instead, the Manaphy, though, also gonna say hello. More switching the moves in this game, but, I mean, that is the essence of competitive Pokemon, unfortunately. Or maybe not, unfortunately. I don't know. Either way. Surf does come out, does nothing as the Aura Sphere. Ooh! Taking a little bit of a chunk out of the baby there. But nonetheless, still has it intact. We can assume Z Crystal. Potentially, the Ice Beam actually happens, maybe predicting something else to come in. Oh, he gets the freeze, but he thaws out. It doesn't matter. Ooh. Can't hold back Mega Turtle. Surf makes the most sense here. We know that the damage from Surf before was enough to take out Mega Blastoise from this range. He's going to keep it instead, though, maybe for that late game sweeping. But Florge comes in, but again, we're going to see the Heatran. Unless he's trying to bait the Heatran, he's going to make a double into the Machamp or something just to try and get it back out. But instead, Flash Cannon on the Turtle. I don't know about that one. Maybe he saw this coming, or maybe wanted it for something like Nihilego, but then you have a Water Pulse, so maybe just trying so he's not completely walled by Florge, but what does that mean he got rid of on his... No, that would be his whole moveset then. He showed all of that because he had Rapid Spin. Z Crystal flies out, Corkscrew Crash, that is Iron Head on this Moxie Mence. Corkscrew Smash. Oh boy. He's going for the speed tie. If he wins it, that's an Ice Beam that's going to be flying out on the Mence. What is the... Like, that's twice now we have to worry about the speed tie. That could matter. And it wins it this time for the Milotics. So Mence going to be taken out. 4-3 on the side of the Miami Milotics. The Celebi's going to be able to make it in. That's another speed tie you may have to worry about. Nothing but speed ties. Everything's base 100 speed on this team. What the hell is going on? The Z Crystal comes through as the Hydro Vortex gets fired out and does absolutely nothing. As the Giga Drain will just finish off the Manaphy. Now, what is the next switch here? It's 3 apiece. 2/3 of the Fire Water Grass Core exists, with that Hoop Unbound still not making anything happen yet. And we've seen damage put down on both Entei and Machamp. In the end, that Hoop Unbound, depending on what it could do, it could just kind of clean up with all the damage left on this. Machamp does carry Fire Punch. And the Psychic, it doesn't matter. It's going to get outsped. It's going to take the hit. Ice Punch also is a thing. Gets the second freeze of the match. That is a 1% chance, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. 2 ice moves, 2 freezes. Yeah, why would he call it Frozen Fairy? He literally jinxed the Celebi into death. But that damage is all that matters. That is most likely Assault Vest the way that it took it. I actually was thinking, when I said Psyshock, the other alternative, since Psyshock doesn't exist on Celebi, it's actually Zen Headbutt because, you know, even stats, and even if he doesn't have any attack investment, you can still do damage calcs. It's the ProPokeBowl. Ooh, the Hoop Unbound saying hello. Exodia could be the end for the Miami Milotics. How much has he got as Hyperspace Fury coming out? The fact that he uses Hyperspace Fury like that makes me think he's actually... Well, maybe not. He knows it can kill, but also knows it puts a bunch of pressure down. Nihilego comes in. Should be faster. What would it do to this? HP Bug, do it. Do it! Hyperspace Fury comes through. That's a one-shot. It's also scarfed. Good to know. And that Entei cannot take the hits. It will be destroyed. It is not going to be faster. And that's game number 1 going. Oh, never mind. What am I saying? Woo! But that is a scarfed Heatran, right? That's a scarfed Heatran. E-Speed has to come out. That's Banded Entei. That's good to know. The Banded Entei -2 will kill it off. But it still doesn't matter. Because in the end, he cannot finish off that Heatran. And GG. Game number 1 goes to the Suicunes. Lots of choice items to pay attention to there. 2 Scarfers on this side. It's gotta be Scarfed, I believe. 2 Scarfers to the Sarasota. Banded on the side for the Entei there. Based on that, well, it was -2 defense, but I'm pretty sure that's banded damage nonetheless. And hey, you know what? In the end, now there's a lot of information picked up for the next match. So it's not the end of the world for the Miami Milotics. And seeing all of that, let's go take a look at his team and see what might be able to manage everything else. This music is very appropriate for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so what did we see? Firewater Grass Core, kind of tough to beat with that Florge, right? Florge, however, did tank up a lot of hits when it needed to, but now, again, similar to what we saw with all of that steel, with all the steel moves on Golden Staker Ninja, same thing here, lots of steel moves to handle it, even a Steelium Z from the Salamence to try and kill off the Florge in one shot, so that's a lot for the Miami Locks to take in, try and do anything with, although, one makes me think, Diggersby wouldn't get anything done with that. Lantern, wouldn't get anything done with that. He's got hazards to his advantage, but he's not using them. He got rocks up, sure, but I feel like Manaphy didn't really get a lot done, but we do know it's Waterium Z, so Z Rain Dance is still a threat for him to sweep with it in the end. I don't know, there's not much to really say about that because yeah, he got him down to his last poke, but in the end, that was off the back of multiple kills just coming in, lowering his defense, and then seeing that E-Speed come out of that Entei. But that's good information to know. That's got to be a banded Entei after the -2 defense, being a one-shot. I'm going to confirm that. Hold on. I want to see what it does just stock to that Hoopa. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It doesn't kill without those defense drops. So, most likely a choice banded thingamajigger. And we just go from there. Who knows? Game number 2 can happen. Jillip can still walk away with a point today. How do I keep that rhyming? I don't know what to say. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Drop the joke, Snoop. You made a horrible mistake and now people are gonna die for it. Oh well. What? I didn't get into the battle. You guys can take a look at the beautiful ProPokeBowl background that I have on my thing. What are their names? Boop. Alright, game number 2 comes in. We do see the same team kind of the Sarasota Suicunes, and on the other side, we see the Simipour come in. So Simipour carrying more coverage, I guess, to manage the Firewater Grass Core. I guess. HP Grass, Ice Beam, and all that stuff. Great start with the Stone Edge Gun. The knockoff's going to knock off that Choice Band. Now confirmed, that's the damage you're going to see. So that's not a great start for him, but neither was using Stone Edge, I guess, unless he predicted that Salamence coming in. But now, he's got a half HP Entei with no item, and Blastoise says hello, so perhaps playing a little too safe. Predicting turn 1 can be dangerous at times, but now we see the Water Pulse come in. We know this Mega Blastoise is carrying Flash Cannon. The Giga Drain will happen, and the Heatran, like, it's going to be standard plays out of the side here of the Sarasota Suicunes, because that's what happens. It's just, he's got so much flexibility, it goes from there. is the next play from here? Azelf does come in. Didn't lead with it either. Earth Power is going to be able to be completely ignored with Levitate. As the Fire Blast will come with Fire Blast on the Azelf. Man, he brings some of the coolest leads, or whatever Azelfs are supposed to do, other than the Stealth Rock explosions. He's got the Fire Blast on this. Could see Explosion to take this Electros out. Although, once again, I would argue that Electros has done his job. Once again, here you go, same thing, Focus Sash gone. Probably seeing Explosions doing a 1-for-1 trade this time at the very least. But, you know what? Electros took the Entei down a half and got rid of his Choice Band, so still a win in my opinion for the Suicunes. Simipour comes in. HP Grass not give you doing a lot, Aura Sphere will do a lot. Could also just see the Rapid Spin come out here for the Suicunes, knowing that the rocks have been managed. Oh, never mind, brings a better grass move here, which is Grass Knot. But the Rapid Spin was true. Just wants to get rid of it. He knows that he doesn't have to handle those hazards anymore. Unless he's got Stealth Rock on the Nihilego. Or Toxic Spike or something like that. Will he even have time to do it against this core? Probably not. But hey, Nasty Plot coming in. Knows he's not going to take enough damage from the Mega Blastoise to scare him off. And now he can just bring that +2 Grass Knot or anything else against the rest of the team. We'll see how much an Ice Beam can do to the Celebi. Maybe Sarasota Suicunes know they can take it and threaten with the Giga Drain. But otherwise, I don't know. Entei will make its way in. Does have to switch out. Was a nice idea, but more damage on the Entei just means it's one step. I mean, at this point, it's going to die to that Scarf. If it doesn't have any defense drops, it's going to die to that Scarf Hoopa Unbound. Like, the Salamence is still fully healthy, and it's not going to be taking Banded Sacred Fire anymore. So, we'll actually come out on top with taking even less damage. Heatran will make its way back in. The Flare Blitz. Wait, Flare Blitz and Sacred Fire? Okay, Flare Blitz and Sacred Fire has shown the entire moveset. Goes for the E-Speed. It could have even gone for Stone Edge, but I guess he just wants to guarantee there's some kind of damage done onto this, I suppose. But hey, nonetheless, excuse me, that's going to fall. So what's the answer? He's got 5-4. He still has a 7-4, which can do something. But yeah, I don't know. Hydro Pump can say hello. Could go for the Scarf Earth Power if he really wanted to, but the Hydro Pump's going to be not worth just going for the damage on this, unless he knows he can finish him off. Actually, at this point, if he does get the damage off, that does doom Simipour to Scarf. Excuse me. Scarf Hoopa Unbound, so maybe he just might consider doing that. But he also values that Heatran to take on that Florge, because he knows that right now, as answers for Florge, well, he still has Steelium Z intact for the Florge, so maybe? Who knows? But he also doesn't have to play it that recklessly. He's got the Celebi in the back, but he still has to worry about the Ice Beam, which does a fair amount of damage to Giga Drain. Forgot he wasn't set up, so it doesn't actually matter. So that literally showed no damage coming out, and Simipour has been brought down to next to nothing. Now the Florge has to make his way in. Now, if he doesn't see this Heatran coming, I don't know what to make of it. Yes, it's scary to send Machamp in when Sarasota Suicunes could predict that and go for Psychic. Do you have a choice at this point? It's just free damage being fired off here nonstop. But hey, you know what? He does make the big brain play. Pulls out the Machamp against the Heatran. Based on that damage he was taking, I am still tempted to say that Assault Vest Machamp was the call here. His knockoff does happen. The nice thing here is can still take damage from the likes of the Mega Blastoise. Just go for knockoff, make sure if anything else wants to come in, it's going to lose its item too. So, not too bad, but he still favors it being at full HP. Sends in the Florge instead to tank the damage. Might see the Heatran come back out and then the Machamp make that double switch? I don't know. Maybe he reads it that hard, but then why switch to begin with? You know what I mean? All he does is actually just lose HP on the Florge, so maybe he has something in mind. Maybe you wish on this Florge? Maybe? I don't know. We haven't really seen much out of this Florge other than Toxic and Giga Drain, so we don't know what his last moves are. I haven't seen Calm Mind either, but if it's Calm Mind, it would be Calm Mind with Moonblast. So we do see that switch again with the Machamp. And there it is. Same thing. He actually goes for Ice Punch. Oh, man. Again, knockoff, yes, it wouldn't have done a lot if the Salamence made its way in on the double switch, so he predicts that and tries to go for the Ice Punch with it. But Water Pulse, once again, just more and more damage and even confusion to boot. This time, if he's got a healing move, it's time to use it. Gets his Spadef drop, gets confused, hits himself. Flora be damned, and he's not going to get whatever he wanted to do off. If it was the attack, hey, would have been a Mega Blastoise dead, but once again, favoring being at that full health. Now, granted, didn't see Flyinium Z on Salamence, so maybe that's his way of doing it, but now he has to take that damage. He's going to outspeed? No, he's not going to outspeed, so he just takes a bunch of damage. So yeah, that whole series of events, unless he was trying to rely on not being confused and get a healing move off like Wish Protect or like Synthesis or something, it's either bad luck or just, you know, he knows that he can get the kill by just tanking a bit of hits, but must be afraid of how much damage Hoopa does, Celebi does, and stuff like that. But at this point, it's just looking like a Hoopa's dream. Because everything's starting to get really hurt. These three will be cleaned up by Hoopa, no problem. And yeah, there goes the Psychic. Makes most sense. Nihilego's going to have to make its way in now. Should outspeed, I believe it's slightly faster than base 100. Yep. Just barely. But will it kill with Sludge Wave? It is Stab. It is a powerful move. Celebi is bulky. What is the move? But then if it doesn't kill, he also dies to Psychics. So, you know. Heatran will come in. Doesn't matter. Protect comes out from Nihilego. Protect. Again, with that weird Protect that comes out at the weird time. Earth Power comes in. One shot. Scarf Heatran. And that's it. That's just it. The last two Pokemon die to Scarf Pokemon. It's just double Scarfer again. Keep seeing this, both from now Traverse City and Suicune. Seems to be working really well here, but they're too hurt to take any hits. They're too hurt to do any damage. The Machamp will say, hey, I was pretty good, but it's not gonna happen. As nonetheless, it will be a 2-0 on the week for Sarasota Suicune, since he's going to go into the Salamence, take the close combat, no problem, show off. Yeah, by the way, I want to finish it with grace and with style and a tiny bit of BM with the Steelium Z. Bullet Punch comes in, but I'll show you a better steel move as he crushes Machamp into a fine paste. GG, the 2-0 goes to the Sarasota Suicunes on the week. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he had a real answer to that. Like, he was trying to play around to try and get stuff done with the likes of that Hoopa Unbound, but just the damage that he was taking and trying to make the plays and trying to switch around here and there just wasn't really doing it. So, in the end, you just see Suicunes get away with it, but nonetheless, GG. Going to Sarasota Suicunes is going to feel good after getting no points, walking away with 3, keeping up with the top of the pack. We'll come back with our fourth match of the day, which will be, because he's on time and he's here, will be Soto Dude of Todd Skyrim Howard going up against Ludo Crescelius for their match of the entire tournament. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the Pro Pokeball Season 5 week number 2 for our 4th match of the day. Between Todd Skyrim Howard and Lunar Cresselia. Lunar Cresselia is enjoying a first week bye, so I don't know anything about what they're going to be doing. We did see them in the preseason, though, for Season 5. The preseason 5? Season 5 preseason. Done. And he looked really good. Took it, again, a little bit of hacks, but still played it out very standard. Brocco Musa's first teams when playing against his opponents. Showed knowledge of the game, so that really is reassuring anyways. For the side of, oh my goodness, Top Skyrim Howard looked really good last week versus Sweet D. Again, starting off your tournament experiences, going up against somebody who is really experienced like that. It looked pretty good. Brought the right Pokemon, trying to make his way work through it. Did end up easing a point out of it, despite the fact that Sweet D had a lot of control. Still impressed with the knowledge that Todd Skyrim brought to his own team. So, we'll have to see what he can do against. There's not really much to talk about, so we're just going to go into the battle. Considering, like, what's he going to do against him? We're just going to have to see the Pokemon because there's no point in guessing when you don't know how they're going to play. So, you know, yeah. Let's just go with that. Yeah, the PBB, PS, BS, something like that. Yeah, something along those lines. All right, here we go. Lunar Cresselia is on the close side. Top Skyrim Howard on the far side. Let's see what we got. We do see that Mega Pidgeot coming in. For those of you who don't know, the bans for these two were Manectric on the side of Lunar Cresselia, so that Pidgeot filling that role today. And against Todd Skyrim Howard, once again, no Patent Dragonite, but it will be that Incineroar versus the Chandelure lead. Gotta be careful, knockoff. Gotta be careful just dark moves in general from the likes of Incineroar. Carries a lot of power when it's super effective against a Chandelure that can be easily chopped down. What will be the play, though? Let's see. So let's take a look at the team composition to see what's going to be going on. We do see a kind of reliance on getting a lot of damage out from the Lunar Cresselia side. No true sweeper unless it's something like Swords Dance, Excadrill, maybe a bulk up Hitmonchan. But honestly, the Pokemon that he's brought does a lot against the side of what Todd brought. So Soto's going to have to work his way around here, try and make every move count. If that Mega Pidgeot starts firing off 3 Hurricanes, if Jirachi is not out there, then it's hitting taking heat waves. But that thing starts taking damage, and he is just going to be faster than anything that's not scarfed, and really put a number down on him. The Earthquake comes out, the crit goes into the Sash, as now Chandelure gives the Trick Room. Okay, so this could be run. Chandelure's only base 80, but now he is going to get that advantage. The problem is, he's been brought down, and, you know, is it worth getting whatever damage you're going to do against the Incineroar, but you're going to lose this. He's going to make the best he can. The nice thing here is, Primarina is kind of slow. We have the Lurantis, which is definitely slow, but Lurantis actually could come in here and go for Superpower to manage it. But the Jellicent does make its way in as the U-turn flies out from the Incineroar. Probably going to see Shaman. There it is, because it can take all the status and have Natural Cure to get rid of it, plus threatens with that Stab Seed Flare. So now what does he do here? So Lunar Cresselia are actually trying to make their decision. Todd has to kind of switch out. He could go into Jirachi, I guess. If HP Fire comes out of the Shaman, then whatever. But he could even go into Cobalion, maybe try and get his rocks up. Be able to take hits maybe all the same. Get some Volt Switch going, see what's going to end up happening. Can also threaten with just something like Iron Head or Close Combat as well, so. What is the play here? I'm pretty sure that Lunar Cresselia either are killing off and going for Toxic or Seed Flare. They're just going to try and put some pressure down, try and show the damage that's going to be coming out. But, I mean, they haven't made the move yet, so feels a little simpler for the side of Tyler Poke over Todd Skyrim. We'll have to see. It is ticking down nonetheless. Remember, we have one more match, or one more series after this between Las Vegas Golden Lucarios and, Fortnite Ninjas. Everybody staring at that, and Seafiller just murders as that Ice Beam does nothing to the Shaman. Life Orb Shaman, man, that's painful. Very, very painful. But hey, you know, it's like I said, it's the simplest for Lunar Crusaders just to click that, because everything's going to have to take the hit in some capacity, and it depends on who you're going to send it to get the value. While Shaman's out, you can only go for Superpower if it's even on that Lurantis, because that Leaf Storm's not getting any value even stacking up. And of course, like we said, the trick with Trick Room is you got to get as much value out of the time that you have it up as possible. Otherwise, you end up screwing yourself over if your Pokemon are fast. So, now he's got 2 turns. He can go into Chandelure, threaten with the Fire move, because it is going to be slower. Which does mean that Incineroar would have to come in to take the hit, or maybe the Sylveon, depending on the build. But there it is. The Chandelure is going to make its way in. So Shaman will most likely get out of here. It's got a lot of damage it can do with a lot of Pokemon, depending on what it's covering, but it will be that Incineroar that has to come in on the Flamethrower, and it takes absolutely nothing from it. Might be Assault Vest even, with knowing how strong Chandelure is, and knowing, you know, Incineroar is bulky, but not the most bulky. It is going to be the Primarina switching, and as the knockoff does come through, let's see what Primarina was carrying. It was Leftovers. Okay, so Primarina going to be able to take both stab hits here. Will threaten with some really powerful moves. Could be Liquid Voice with the likes of Hyper Voice, but most likely not. Probably Torrent. Probably just going to be running the Torrent. Get more value out of it overall when you're brought low and you're in a pinch, because that's literally what the ability says. But Moonblast will happen instead, kind of the neutral medium there. Doesn't do a heck of a lot. That might just confirm this thing is indeed Assault Vest. Just based on the attacks that it's using and how much damage it's tanking, that's Assault Vest. But we'll see what he switches into. Primarina, probably not going to like seeing that Shaman. Probably not going to like seeing a few Pokemon here even. Sylveon could even come in because it'll be able to tank the hit and threaten with its own Pixelate hits. But pretty sure Shaman is the call. Life Orb, yes, but getting 2 kills with it on the Pokemon it's going to kill, in my opinion, is pretty good. Because after that, it doesn't hit Cobalion well, it doesn't hit Jirachi well, it doesn't hit Lurantis very well. So, probably just get its 2 Pokemon kill and run. Pidgeot will make its way in. So this Mega Pidgeot, I'm not sure if the Hurricane kills. That's why I didn't suggest it. If he's going for it, ooh, he just ends up going to get the Mega and then going to U-turn again. Okay. Nothing lost. Well, technically something lost, because, I mean, we knew it was Leftover, so it's not going to speed the Shaman. So what was this going to do for him? Unless he doesn't know that he just gets his speed, now he doesn't have to set up his Mega and keep it for a turn to keep his speed tier up. But maybe thought maybe there'd be a switch, but okay. Gets the Ice Beam down onto the Sylveon. Sylveon, like I said, can tank the hit and probably deliver it back with Hyper Voice. See which one is the better singer here on ProPokeBowl Sings. The new extension coming to a computer near you. Or in front of you. Either way, Jirachi will be perfectly fine coming here, tanking up anything, and the Wish will fly out from the Sylveon. And then the Incineroar is just going to come in and say, hey, I need a good boost. And the Wish actually also comes out from the Jirachi. So both, you know, trying to look to get a little healthier. I wonder who he's going to go into. Probably not. Can't risk Chandelure in case this thing does end up going for either the knockoff or the Earthquake. Earthquake makes the most sense. You could see Primarina come in, tank the hit, and then get a good heal off from the Jirachi. Considering it is a base 100 HP Pokemon, that is going to be a 200 HP heal fired off if you're running max HP on the Jirachi. Otherwise, I think it's something like 156. So, it's still nonetheless a decent heal considering this thing carries a lot of HP. But it will be on the onus, unless he's going to try and get the Para and just keep himself healthier by tanking the Earthquake or tanking the supposed fire move like Flare Blitz flying out from the Incineroar. But Lunar Chrysalis is down to the last minute of decision here. He's burning his time. He's got to be careful there. Because the more time he burns, that means the faster he has to make those plays to kind of clutch out in the end. Hope he's paying attention to that timer, because it can get people. Trust me, it's happened. And because there hasn't been any mentions of DCs or stuff like that, he's got to make that move. The U-turn on a Jirachi. Ooh, okay, U-turn wish is cool. I kind of like that. You can see what's going to end up happening. U-turn also flies out, which means Primarina is going to be looking pretty good now, as the Shaman will make its way back in. This is perfectly fine. We saw the Ice Beam, but because Shaman is faster, Seed Flare is very much worth it to scare this thing out. But at least for Todd Skyrim Howard, his Primarina is still looking to be in good Diva form. Also buy Skyrim for the Switch. Anyways, what is the play here? So he still has a healthy Jirachi. I think the Jirachi comes in. And okay, never mind. He hopes for a miss and he dies. Even sacking off Chandelure wouldn't have been the worst idea there. Although, really, at this point, like, he has to stick to Jirachi, who unfortunately is defensive, but at least has U-turn to put down super effective damage, or Cobalion. Those are the only two Pokemon he's really got left to handle, to be able to take the hit and deliver one back to this Life Orb Shaman. The other funny thing is, this Shaman could be carrying Rest or Synthesis. Most likely Rest because of the Natural Cure. So if it is Rest 3 attacks and he has something to switch into, he's going to be pretty good right now. But now the Cobalion is in, says, hey, I should have come in 40 switches ago. So what is the play? Like, he's still got, Lunar Cresselia still have everything on their side. So Sylveon comes in, says hello, can tank the close combat. Doesn't want to take the Iron Head, though, so that doesn't make much sense. Excadrill doesn't want to come in. Hitmonchan, maybe? You know, actually, now that I look at it, he's really weak to fighting if he doesn't have anything going on. But Swords Dance, coming out on the Earth Power, fires. Ooh. Kind of forgot about that little move, but luckily he can tank it up. Is faster, so he can now kill with Iron Head with that +2. Get the Shaman out before he has nothing left to really answer it. 30 seconds left for the side of the Lunar Cresselias. They gotta make their decisions quickly, though. Iron Head will come in, kill off the Shaman, and now it's gonna have to be that Mega Pidgeot to threaten with that no-guard Hurricane. Nothing else is gonna outspeed, and you don't want to take super effective damage on the rest of your Pokemon. So he's lucky, or not that he's lucky, but he hasn't had to play his hand with this Mega Pidgeot, so he's safe to just spam. He's got the U-turn as well when he doesn't feel like he can hit anything, but, you know, Lurantis hates Hurricane. If that's not an Iron Head or a Body Slam or anything on that Jirachi, he's got Heat Wave for the Jirachi, he's got Hurricane for this thing, Hurricane for Chandelure. I think Lunar Cresselias are looking to start off their season with some points here. But really, it is now Todd Skyrim Howard making their decisions, because he has to weigh the options. Does he have anything to come back and win with? Really, it's going to come down to if Jirachi can paralyze that Mega Pidgeot, because then you kind of hope for hacks? I don't know. He's going for a bunch of para as well. That Lurantis just goes for superpower nonstop and just tries to kill this thing off in 2 or 3 goes. And it is going to be the Jirachi switching, and actually values that Cobalion. Knows that it has super effective moves to kill a lot of Lunar Cresselia's side, and knows that he's going to be faster with that horse. So, okay, let's see what he can do now. He is going to tank up a Heat Wave, or we just see a U-turn come out, and then Incineroar is going to come in. But this might have to be when you have to start revealing what else does your Jirachi have. Still kind of matters. You do have the Lunar Cresselias with a Pokemon that can finish off this game, but he still can't one-shot everything, as this Jirachi's been preserved a bit. U-turn does indeed come out, knows he has enough Pokemon to handle this. The Incineroar is going to make its play in, and we are going to see a wish come through. But will it be a wish come true? Because now, everything except Chandelure can die to fire. This is going to be tough, because you want to switch something in, but Incineroar is just going to smash face. You can even just go for the safe Earthquake, because, okay, you hit Lurantis, but really, if he's carrying Flare Blitz, it makes the most sense. Now, if he gets unlucky and the Chandelure gets something in, Chandelure can't touch Incineroar anyway, so you do see the Darkest Lariat used instead, so that's the full moveset revealed. Double Dark move with U-turn Earthquake. That's good for Todd Skyrim to know, because there's no fire move that he's got to be afraid of from a stab Pokemon. He's just got to worry about potential Heat Wave on Mega Pidgeot. So this is good news. This is also very interesting development. I'm curious what the Darkest Lariat is meant to handle. Darkest Lariat skips defense when it does the attack, I believe. So what is the reason for that? And now, what does that mean that he can't smash the rest of Todd Skyrim Howard between these two Pokemon? Lurantis can come in. Knockoff does come through. Does lose its leftovers. I mean, he feels safe, but the damage is still there. Just because he doesn't have super effect doesn't mean that he can't just go all out with damage. But the superpower will fly in now. As U-turn does come down, makes the most sense. He knows he's faster. And now Mega Pidgeot's going to come in on the superpower. Ooh. Okay. Doesn't actually... I thought it would do a tiny bit more, but it is a 3-hit... yeah, it still will be a 3-hit KO. Unless he crits. But, I mean, Hurricane's coming out before that. Heat Wave can even come out now to handle when that Jirachi comes back in. I think that makes the most sense. I don't think Chandelure's not going to risk it. He could just sack off Chandelure, but he gains nothing from it. Unless he just wants to keep Jirachi at a full HP. He is going to do it instead. So the Heat Wave does come through. And he does... Oh, he has Infiltrator, not Flash Fire. Never mind. Ooh, that... Wow. So he would have been super safe just to go for Flare Blitz if he had that on his Incineroar. But he's going to go his entire series without it. I guess with Trick Room, you kind of get good value if it just keeps attacking and breaking through subs and screens and stuff like that. But you know, he gets the kill, and that's what matters. But you know what? He doesn't want to play it out. He says that I don't have an answer for it anymore, and I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board. Game 1 goes to the Lunar Cresselias. Oops. Oh, don't break. There we go. So those are some interesting developments. So we have no fire move on that Incineroar, which would have gotten a ton of value against Todd Skyrim Howard. And we also see Infiltrator on that Chandelure. So it doesn't really have that much of an enormous switch in for any of those fire moves that really are doing a bunch of damage. So should be neat. Oh my goodness, where's my stuff? Ah, where's my stuff? Oh, there it is. Haha, I was already on the sheet. That's cool. So now, here's my question. Here are my question marks for this particular matchup. If they do make any types of switches, what's it going to be? I think Todd Skyrim might need to go back and grab some of the Pokemon that can manage that Mega Pidgeot, because he kind of gets a lot of free hits against that team. And considering what we saw between... I mean, on the bright side, he can be reassured that he's not going to get hit with Flare Blitz. But I don't know. Let's take a look here. So Todd's gonna need that. Jellicent got destroyed. I think he needs to play it around. I think he can handle it okay because he had Ice Beam on his Jellicent, so he can probably take a hit. I mean, it's not gonna take the hit comfortably, but he kind of got destroyed by that Shaman, so he's gonna need something that can take those hits a little bit better. Doesn't, like, Lurantis does have that fighting move. What are the Pokemon here are carrying fighting moves? It's Cobalion. So if he plays a little bit more around the Cobalion, maybe brings some things that can take more hits. Did he have a Mega on his team? He had the Mega Pidgeot. What am I saying? I was going to say Ampharos. No double Megas again. For the record, by the way, I'm going to expose the Golden State Greninjas. That was a Mega Venusaur. Anyways. So, now what does he do? So he's got the Jirachi, we can still kind of take on, depending on what the whole moveset is. Got Wish, it's got U-turn. Right? So he's got the Jirachi, which could kind of take hits from the Mega Pidgeot. Maybe the Jellicent could threaten with the Ice Beam, stuff like that. But that Shaman does need to be wrecked a little harder. So if Chandelure gets more value out of it, maybe you can get away with things between the Cobalion and the Primarina type of damage. Sorry, Chandelure and Cobalion, that's what I wanted to say. And that's not the team. For the Lunar Cresselias, I'm going backwards. For the Cresselias, I like what they brought. Didn't have to reveal too, like, they revealed some of the most important things, that they don't have moves to crush Todd Skyrim Howard. But I mean, hey, the Pidgeot's a great call. It doesn't do much. Hitmonchan didn't even have to show its face, so now he's even got a lot of information. He's got the Excadrill and the Hitmonchan, which weren't revealed, which means he can switch up other Pokemon if he thinks that he finds value to take on the main Pokemon of Todd Skyrim Howard, and says, hey, you know what? I could do this. This is cool. Right? So you could see that kind of adaptation. The nice thing is, when you don't have to reveal information, you can either keep your opponent going, well, they didn't even have to see what's on this. They don't even know how much harder they would have gotten wrecked with me having Fire Punch Hitmonchan or some crap like that. Or I could actually switch it up, and then there's Truly in the Dark, which reveals my Pokemon about Game 1, but it's a series of 2. It's not a best of 5. So if it's a series of 2, whatever. They can go look at the Pokepaste later, and I'll have that advantage by having even more question marks fly around my head. except you're not going to be hitting yourself in confusion. Your opponent's going to smack themselves for you. Game number 2 is ready to go. Let's get into it. Ludicrous Elliot's looking like they're in good form, making the clean plays. Soto Dude, I still believe in him. I still think he has the right Pokemon to make things work. Let's see if he's going to be able to pull something out this time. Game number 2 with the Lunar Cresselia up 1-0. How many points can Lunar walk away with at the start of their season? Todd Skyrim does bring the Ampharos. Okay. Oh, wait. Pidgeot was on the... Wait, what? Did I make a mistake and say Ampharos and Pidgeot were on the same team? Nice. We do see the Ampharos. Question marks go all over my head if I was playing a MOBA. Duh. So I wasn't silly. Okay, good. Okay, I wasn't completely silly. So I was going to mention Ampharos because it was going to do a lot of damage, but I was looking at the wrong team when I was looking at Ampharos. Oh well. So now, Chandelure is still there. He's actually dropped Cobalion. Ooh, I thought Cobalion would have done okay, but maybe he thought something would switch up, and Hitmonchan's actually switched out for the Seismitoad. Okay. So, what does this mean that they're going to be looking for? The Hitmonchan wasn't going to get a ton of value, I guess, and seeing that Ground would do a fair amount, seeing Ampharos gives you even more pride there, because it's going to do a lot of damage. Shadow Ball does fly out from that Sylveon. We do see a Trick Room once again set up, so this was a Trick Room built. Ah, okay. So it says, hey, you know what? Cobalion isn't slow. Ampharos is. Okay, so hey, we got Anish number 2 over here. Although arguably Anish's team looks better in terms of Trick Room, but will he be able to nonetheless pull out something with this? I can't wait for Soto Dude and Anish to fight, because then it's just gonna be a battle of infinite Trick Room being set up. Or maybe they won't. But the Jirachi makes his way in on that Wish. That might reveal that he has Iron Head coming through. He's just going to go actually for the U-turn. Sure, that Wish will give something back to the Incineroar, but it will mean that nothing has fallen on this side. So now, Incineroar, Chandelure kind of feeling scared by both Knockoff and Dark Slayer. Can't really touch it either, but Primarina is a pretty simple switch in here. Actually, he does say, you know what? I know you do not have a fire move, so this also makes sense. Take the hit and then get smashed with the superpower. You're good. There's no camera. So if he goes for the superpower, he can actually set up here, and it means that Dark Slayer will go through the superpower defense, but... I mean, you can go for knockoff, but is it worth the amount of damage that you know that this Incineroar could have caused and has been causing? I guess how Sped takes a bunch of damage. Dark Slayer does come out, and it's not really going to help him. If he was going to go for an attack there, probably knockoff made more sense. Get rid of the item, which is leftovers on Lurantis, so... I don't know. Just trying to opt for damage here, but I think the Pidgeot's now going to have to come in. It's not Mega, which means it has a little bit tiny... I don't think it gets that much defense anyways when it Mega's up. But that's a lot of damage you have to take from a +1 Lurantis, and yeah, you threaten it out, but did you want to take that much damage from it? Did he have a better switch, though, is the better question. Not really. I think it had been Seismitoad, depending on what that build of Seismitoad is, but he is going to Mega up. Lurantis has done its job, supposedly, and it will be taken down now, so... You could have seen Jirachi switch in, but clearly Todd Skyrim has a better idea in mind. And at this point in the night, ladies and gentlemen, he probably does. I don't know. Noob's getting tired, as usual. Anyways, still into this. So if the Mega Pidgeot can be managed, the Ampharos is going to come in. That's the way you're going to manage it. Once it becomes Mega, hey, Heat Wave not doing much. Hurricane's not going to do much either. HP Grass is not going to do much, depending on what hidden power he's running. This U-turn will be the only move it's going to go for. And indeed, he will try and just get that little bit of damage on the magnificent Mega Ampharos. Hey, wow, wait a minute. It's just in. Skyrim has been bought out by L'Oreal and has now put in advertising space for it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want your hair to feel silky smooth? Buy L'Oreal, because you're worth it. I think that's the right company, right? Did I do it? Do I get a L'Oreal sponsorship now because I said that? Sweet. I could use more shampoo. What does he switch into for this? It's going to be Seismitoad, actually. I wonder if he saw the Ampharos coming, and that's why he brought Seismitoad. Dragon Pulse comes out. Smart play by Soto to say you're probably going into one of your 2 ground types. Although, really quick check here. Excadrill does resist both, so the fact that he went into Size Toad is interesting. Because Excadrill could have said, I'm not even going to take that much damage from Dragon Pulse and be fine, but he does opt for this. Maybe he's trying to go for the sweep. This could be a Rain Dance offensive Seismitoad. It did take a bit more damage than I thought it would, to be fair. Does have leftovers, though, so could be offensive leftovers. I don't know. I don't question anything in the Pro Pokeball. There's standard, there's not, but looks to be instead just a defensive, maybe on the physically defensive side here. 4 Seismitoads. The Primarina is going to come in. It does have Energy Ball. Thanks, Move Tutors. This is a better look, though. Todd Skyrim's getting more damage down. This is what you want to see. Toxic does fly out. Is it worth your death? The answer is no. Probably not. Because he does have leftovers still on his Primarina, so it'll offset a little bit of the damage, but the Moonblast is enough to take it out, considering how much damage he saw. Shaman gets a free switch in. The Rock's going to do some damage to Mega Ampharos. He's going to have to tank up that Seed Flare as well. Ooh. Nothing's going to want to take a Seed Flare. Jirachi is the only thing that could really take that Seed Flare, and we don't even know how much it's going to be taking from that Seed Flare. Chandelure is the other option, but I don't think it's going to take it. Okay, it took it a little more comfortably than I thought. Special Defense drop and Earth Power does exist, so what's your next move now? I guess he knows that this thing's just going to die to Earth Power, but -2 even means he could just use Seed Flare again if he wanted to. He's not going to. He's going to go for the safe kill considering nothing resists this anymore. And that does kind of make me scratch my head because if Lurantis was alive, Lurantis can still take a hit or two, right? He can take both of those hits, and now he doesn't have a lot of ground resist, so if I recall correctly, Soto has Wheezing. Huh. Now, granted, Wheezing is better physically defensive. In this particular case, though, I'd be kind of looking at Little Cresselia's team being like, you know, I take the hits. Leech Seed actually comes out, and Focus Blast gets the crit. With the special defense drop, that's a couple of good RNG factors coming through. That is Leech Seed, by the way, for the healing of a Life Orb, on a Life Orb Shaman. But, you know, Focus Blast wasn't going to do much anyways. Leech Seed would have healed it off mostly regardless. Probably going to see a Wish come out here to heal that Shaman, considering that you are going to see the Jirachi come in. U-turn will do some damage, though, so he has to be careful with it. How much damage is U-turn going to do? Oh, he just goes for the Wish instead! That would have been the time to test, to do a damage calc to see if it would have done much. It's offensive, so that would be the only healing it would have to stick with. We're going to have to take a look at that later. Oh, actually, I want to take a look at it now. I'm going to go grab Lyra Cresselia's moves here. Oh my god. I'm going to copy all of that, put that in. What's going on in the battle? I'm missing it. Beep. Yeah, it's not going to work. We'll take a look at it later. Nonetheless, Jellicent is going to come in. Does tank the hit. Gets its Agua Berry healing. What did it tank? Earth Power. Makes sense. Here it comes. Seed Flare destroys it. Man, this is just like, this Shaman is the lynch. This is the victory condition. This is the win condition. And this is the worst part is Shaman's not actually that fast. So, you know, I guess the Trick Room team, it even looks super speedy when you don't have that Trick Room up. So, you know, everything's just dropping left and right. Definitely got to go back to the drawing board. It might just even accept the fact that Shaman was difficult for him to take on because he was going to use that Chandelure to set up. It doesn't do it. Let's see. Ironhead does 22%. That was base 105, which makes me think 105 and then U-turn would have been base 140. Would have been close to killing if not killed. I don't know if that was a low roll on the Ironhead, but Ironhead's the only thing he can use right now. He could be going, I would go for the U-turn now, but then at the same time, that means he has to go back into his Primarina. U-turn would get the kill right now. Hopes that Earth Power rolls really low, but I don't think it's going to happen. Synthesis and Leech Seed. Oh boy. As U-turn, hey, look at that. Didn't actually get close to killing it. Unfortunate. Worth a shot, see what it would do. But now Primarina has to stand out here, accept his fate. It's basically game. All these hits are just going to murder him from now on. Nice read on the meta. It's going to have all the Pokemon needed on the side of Ludor Cresselia. They're going to be going up 2-0 in their first showing of the Pro Pokeball of an official season. And like we said in the preseason, he looked good. It looks like he builds well. And in the end, that is gonna be his take. GG. Yep, just didn't have the answer on the day. I would have been interested to see what that Weezing could have done with special defense investment or something to get creative with it. It's too late now. It's got nothing to do. It's just nothing but 2 zeros, and the last series of the day is not looking any better. We do have what could be the most lopsided match left for the day. It will be Fortnite Ninjas versus the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios. And you heard me on the stream, or you heard me on the podcast if you heard it. Coma can use some good knowledge, but will he have the answer at the end of the day? We'll see after the break for the final series of the night between those two. See you afterwards. Welcome back to the ProPokeBowl Season 5, Week 2 for the last series of the night, ladies and gentlemen. I'll have to make it real with you here. This is going to be the toughest thing ever to say. And all I want to say is, this one is for the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios. I don't want to put any biases into people's minds. You know, stay hydrated. Don't think about the matchup too much. I believe in you. But this could go really ugly once the Fortnite Ninjas take over, because let's get real here. It's kind of difficult based on match experiences from the past to say that this wouldn't be any different between Coma and Mitchie. It's tough. Trust me. It's not easy. You're a newer player, or you haven't played as much as somebody who's played a lot, has shown that they've done really well. And, you know, when analyzing this, of course we have to talk about that Gigalith Switch. We talked about it more on the ProPoke podcast, but in the end, this could be one of those matches where no matter what Pokemon you bring, it's going to come down to all executional knowledge. So I'm just going to wait for Game 1. I want to see what Game 1 does to see if there's going to be, is it a team composition or is it a building composition? Because we know that Coma drafts well, and then it comes down to can he play it out well. And against someone like Fortnite Ninjas, you got to play, especially when you're that far behind, you got to play it nearly perfectly. So we're just getting right into it. We're not even going to wait. They've got the battle ready to go. And that's just going to be that. We got to go, so we're going to need a different battle for this. It is going to feel like a club gym match, just saying. But here we go. Las Vegas Golden Lucario on the close side. Fortnite Ninjas on the far side. I like the team he's brought. For the record, for those of you who don't know, the bans were Golden State Ninjas lost their... Wait, no, sorry. Las Vegas Golden Lucarios lost their Scizor, which would have been okay. And Fortnite Ninjas lost Tapu Bulu, which means Latias is in with the track. And we actually see the father-son combo coming out in Girder and Conkeldurr. I'm curious to see what that's going to do. As the exchange of hazards going in, we've seen this before, where Coma wants to get this done. Now, here's the problem, though. You're up against Fortress, and Fortress has spin, so he's not going to remove any of his other things. He's actually just going to go for the Thunder Wave instead of valuing anything like a Will-O-Wisp against him. It's just going to be exchange of a ton of hazards, and this doesn't look good for the Las Vegas Golden Lucarios. That's a lot of damage once you pivot out of this Klefki. The team is slow, though, so maybe we might see some Trick Room shenanigans of his own from that Kofa Grigus. Does Feeny learn it? I don't know. But nonetheless, Rapid Spin comes out, nothing gets done here. So, unless he's trying to out-mind game him here, he's going to go for the Fake Out, which is going to do nothing if that thing is carrying leftovers. Lo and behold, does nothing. And now Fire Punch or anything like that. Power Punch is going to be a thing. You know, damage comes through, bam, and it's dead. That's pretty much game. That's really game. Oh, man. Okay. What can he do? The hazards are completely set up against Coma. Mitch has everything he needs to just deliver all the damage possible. And, like, yeah, he can heal up a bit here, but because he's paralyzed, he can't even do something like burn. Can't even burn the Fortress to get a little bit of extra damage out and nullify those lefties. But the Gengar come in. Ooh, takes a Hex damage, though. So that's a lot of damage done to the Gengar. I wonder if this thing is Specs or is going to be able to do enough damage with Life Orb. The answer is with Life Orb, it is enough to kill off the Kofa Grigus. Usually running defensive stats. Would have been good against Conkeldurr and or Girder, depending on what it was. More on Conkeldurr if it was Guts with Flame Orb. But not going to want to take the hit anyways. Girder could come in as the Curse is coming out from Laxatives. Love that name, by the way. That's pretty good. But, you know, Drain Punch is the thing. It's going to hurt. The Bulk Up can also come through. So they're going to be exchanging, basically, going for a stat boost here. They can go for the stat boost war, but the only concern I have is you have super effective moves on the side of Girder, and he's going to be faster because the Curse lowers his speed. And look at that. Tons of damage coming through. Heals off all the damage he could have done. The Figgy Berry comes out as another Curse is fired off from Laxatives. You know, Laxatives don't make things go slow, though. I'm just going to point that out about your name. As Recycle will come and gets him his Figgy Berry, but if you notice, that did 58%, and the Bulk Up War, the Defense War, is going in favor of Fortnite Ninjas. That super effective is going to get him nowhere, and that might be too much damage for him to be able to take the hits. He's got to keep going for Curse here. He's just got to keep up with the damage and try and get up there. Yeah, Figgy Berry does something, but it's going to be a +6 war, and I favor... Oh, he didn't give himself a defense boost. That's going to be death from Drain Punch. Nice, easy call there. And it is going to be Feeny having to come in, but that's, you know, +6. Yeah, you can go for Moonblast. Probably not going to kill while the Eviolite's on the Girder, rather. And, If Girder is carrying anything, really, it's just gonna punch this thing to death. Moonblast comes out, does a sizable chunk, but he's still safe. Drain Punch is just gonna murder him, give him some more healing back. Roserade can try its best here, try and go for damage. Might not even kill with the damage that it can do, considering that it had super effectiveness. But who cares? Let's just crit to make it matter. And it's Klefki versus the world, as this is the fastest match that has gone on all night. Which means my chance at eating my dinner of dumplings and rice coming up faster. Mach Punch comes through. Does not matter. He says you got priority. I've got the win condition. And that's GG. Game 1. Going over to the Fortnite Ninjas. Yep. I mean, what can you say? The Hazard War, man. That hazard, the hazards in the beginning. The problem was it's not defog, right? I have to confirm this really quickly. If Klefki gets defog, I can't remember, but if he did, nonetheless, like he still had the hazards against him. He had to make those switches, and he just got destroyed. Doing anything against the Fortress wasn't gonna matter because Fortress could take the fairy hits. Doesn't care about being paralyzed. Doesn't care about having screens up against it. It could stand out there forever. So. From that battle, what can we say? He needs to start aggressive, right? He's only got the only aggressive Pokemon really that he had was... Oh, these are the battles. Ha! There you go. You can see all the replays there. Look at that. Isn't that great? Look at that go. Like, let's take a really quick hot take on all of this stuff, right? Kovagurgus could have been offensive. Tapu Fini could have been offensive. Snorlax and Lopunny, not going to do much against what he saw. Now that he knows that there's a lot of bulky Pokemon on the side of Fortnite, it's like, you can't kick those things in without getting hit a lot back, considering that one of those are a normal type. Yeah, you know, they're both normal types, actually. They get super destroyed. Not even that. He's just getting, like, super destroyed. Meloetta is probably a Pokemon that has to make it. We need more damage. He's lost Scizor, which means he needs another win condition, and Meloetta could fit the bill depending on what he saw. And over to the Fortnite Ninjas. Well played, I guess. Like brought a lot of good stuff. Had a good combo. He knew that the Fortress was gonna stand in on the Klefki, and that he wasn't gonna get stopped. He has the Rapid Spin to end anything that was gonna happen. Goes from there. Super easy, super simple game plan executed from Mitch. And they're just gonna jump right into game number 2. We'll have to see if they've made any change-ups, but that's not the match, by the way. Oh my god, there's so many matches here. This is the match as the Fortnite Ninjas are up 1-0. And do we see any offensive changes? We do see the Meloetta and the Tentacruel come out. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, so those are both going to come out. We didn't see much from Mitchie, so we don't expect him to switch much. And it's going to be a Lopunny lead, so he wants to start aggressive. The Fake Out, again, owns him nothing. I guess it gives him that free... It doesn't even give him a free Mega anymore because he gets all his stats now regardless. So he's going to try the exact same thing, except he has to worry about Gyro Ball because the 2-hit KO, it's so much damage, and that +1 high jump kick's not going to kill. He actually has Drain Punch, which oddly enough will keep him alive one more turn. Does he have high jump kick to go with that? I don't know. I mean... Oops. There we go. But yeah, no, he's just going to go for it again. He's just going to get destroyed because, again, that Fortress just... sits on everything, and yeah, not much to say. So that's another offensive Pokemon loss. Fini could come in, could go for the Scald. Slowking, probably the best switch for him to come in on, because he's not going to be able to do much. Oh, it is a Calm Mind Fini. Okay, now, here's the problem, though. Yeah, taking that damage, whatever, but now that he is setting up, that's not the worst for him. The +1 Moonblast will do a lot of damage to Conkeldurr and Girder. Just gotta worry about Slowking. Slowking's gonna be a little hard for him to break through because the dual stab's not gonna be doing a heck of a lot, as he ends up going to +2. Now, Dragon Tail's not going to work on Fini, so if it's that old moveset we saw with Future State Dragon Tail, it's not going to do much, and that doesn't do anything. That could be... Ooh, Psyshock also not doing a heck of a lot, though, so... Okay, Mitchie having to think this a little bit through, but if he gets it into range to die to a Gengar with Sludge Wave, probably his best play, but that is +2 special defense on the Fini. So... I don't know what he actually does here. This is like, he can just go for another Calm Mind. Yeah, he can keep setting up. There's no answer to this. He actually has no answer to this Fini staying alive. The Skull comes out. The Fortress is down. Can't even get a Thunder Wave or a Toxic off, whatever it wanted to do. But nonetheless, it's like, Girder and Conk, like, Conk can come in, but +3, I don't think it could live and then go for Poison Jab. At this point, it has to be Gengar would have to come in. Probably die. I don't know how much +3 Scald's going to do to the Gengar, but it's going to have to be, like, Sludge Wave Gengar into double Mach Punch to maybe finish it off. It probably will do it, but, like, it's going to have to be priority. I think +3 Moonblast might kill off that Latias depending on what's going on, but here it comes. It is going to be this Life Orb Gengar coming in. How much damage to do? Not a hell of a lot, but like we said, it's going to be the chip damage at this time. The Gengar is down. He could have brought, that is another option he had, Sharking, was that Destiny Bond, but, you know, Slowking is not going to do a heck of a lot. It's just going to have to be a bunch of chip damage to get this thing low. Maybe Slowking comes in with Regenerator, goes for the Psyshock, tries to keep damage on it, and then double Mach Punch try and finish this off, or maybe you got something on your Latias or something. I don't know, man. Like, a bunch of moves can finish this thing off, but I feel like this Feeny is getting a lot more value than I think Mitchie may have expected. May have. We don't know yet. But Moonblast not being a 2-hit KO yet. Kind of unfortunate. Oh! Don't do that. Don't do him bad like that. Gets the crit. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Just takes him down like that. Yeah, the damage is 25%, but uses the Z move for the Z celebration. Congratulations, Coma, you get phased as your result. That's a shame. And Girder can now make its way in as a Toxic is put on it, but this is carrying most likely Guts, so it's going to be good for him because he gets the attack bonus, but the spikes are going to come out now. So what are his plays? It's a 3-hit KO, so he can set up some hazards, but the Latias is still something to be answered. So Latias is not going to hit by any of those hazards. He's going to have to status it in some way, but, you know, how long is your Klefki going to try and make this play happen? Is he just going to keep punching you in the face, keep the healing going despite the fact that Toxic is ticking down on him? It doesn't matter much as long as he stays healthy. He will go for the Dazzling Gleam to try and keep some damage down onto the Girder, but I think Girder's done as much as he needs to do because Latias could still be that really good win condition in the late game, consider if he's carrying a Psychic move or just carrying moves in general and can set up on Meloetta, despite the fact he might have Shadow Ball. You can finish off Shadow Ball. You could use, how much damage did that Slowking have? Slowking might heal up enough to be able to put more damage down on Meloetta and just still stay bulky enough. Depends on the moveset that the Latias is carrying. It might even be Mega Latias. So, but I think he's okay enough with his other Pokemon. He's going to be fine. The Scald will take out the Girder. Now, the only scary thing here is, yeah, he's got to worry about Psyshock from Slowking. He's going to have to just go for the damage. This is going to hurt, by the way. Oh, never mind. It's going to kill. I thought it would just barely live, but no. Tentacruel is very frail on the physical defensive side. Yeah, it looked good. It looked okay, but, you know, Psyshock was hurting. I also realized that what I was saying before is because he had the special attack drops. That's why Psyshock looked like it was doing less. But once he switches it back in, he's fine on the damage. But now it's going to be Slowking come back in. He's just going to try and get Slowking, I guess, healed up here. If he gets a crit, it could be bad. Nope, didn't matter because crit wouldn't have killed either way. Yes, he's going to get this Regenerator bonus. What's going to end up happening here? You can't use a Z Celebrate anymore. But that's a lot of damage coming out of that Hyper Voice, so not completely done for Coma yet. Still putting down that damage. Maybe he's expected to take that Hyper Voice a tiny bit better. Latias comes back in. Okay. Does he know that Conk wins? Is this a... I don't know what he's doing. Is he actually just toast? No! He actually tries to trick... What? What? Does he not realize... Oh, did he forget about the Z Crystal? Okay. Okay, he forgot about the Z Crystal, and that damage from the hazards might actually matter. Oh, wait, hold on a second. He actually doesn't go for the Psychic move. What is he doing? Does he not have a Psychic move on his Meloetta? No, come on. It's not going to end like this. It's going to end like this? What? No way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. He was Z Crystal. He has to have a Psychic move. Was he... What? No. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Come on. It was a misclick, Sir Noob. Please, tell me it was a Sir Misclick. Is he just trying to win with Snorlax? It's not gonna work. What is he doing? I don't know. I'm confused. I'm scared, guys. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, he'll heal, but it doesn't freaking matter. He didn't even go for the recycle again. What? I'm so lost. I'm actually so lost right now. I don't know what just happened, except that Mitchie does take the 2-0 on the day. Oh no, I lost. Oh no, I lost my moves. That's not the correct thing. I got so flustered, I lost my playlist for this. There we go. Nope, that's not it. It looked good with the Feeny. And then, yes, the crit sucked. I don't know. Really, I actually don't know what to... we'd have to check the PokePaste and see what the Meloetta brought, because without a Psychic move on the Meloetta, yeah, it sucked that he didn't have the Z Celebrate, but he had the win in the bag. But he actually didn't have... Oh. Yeah, he didn't have a Psychic move. Maybe he didn't think he needed to bring the Meloetta? I think it might have just been a didn't prepare my Pokemon situation. Or maybe he did and he had something else in mind, but... everything else seems prepared. I don't know. That's... Nonetheless, Mitchie goes home when he shouldn't have been going home. I thought it was actually going to be the only 1-1 on the day, but in the end, no. Fortnite did roll over and mess up with the trick. I guess he was trying to plan that out with the trick and try and keep his Slowking healthy, but, you know, like, I forget about Z Crystals all the time, too, but that should have been his take, but I guess we take those. It's Pokemon. Woo! I guess, I don't know what to say. You know what? In a world where that thing had a Psychic attack, that would have been a Coma win over, again, it was the execution, right? Yes, it was a mistake from Mitchie, but the execution was still going fine for Coma. Played better around, not leading off the Clucky and getting blocked by that Fortress. Not like there were better moves made in that, and this time it comes down to the move set itself. So, I mean, you gotta give kudos to what he did and managed everything well, except the moveset was lacking the win condition, so... I don't know. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at the standings after all of that happened. With all these 2-0s on the week, we start to see a tiny bit of a separation as the Traverse City Thunderous and the Fortnite Ninjas both sit on top with 6 points. The 4 points going to I Am Groot, 3 points going to Start of the Ludicrous Celias. Manchester Manetric also sitting there along with the Sarasota Suicunes, each holding 3 points apiece. And then down in the lower half here is Ice Cold, Todd Skyrim Howard, and Las Vegas Golden Lucarios sitting with their 1 point, with Miami Milotics and Golden Staker Ninjas both looking to take those points. But you know what? The battles were both good out of both of those players. It was not in the stars tonight. Let's take a look towards week 3, which will be next Wednesday, August 7th, with the Manchester Manetric going up against the Lunar Cresselias, the First City Thunders going up against I Am Groot, Sarasota Suicunes going up against the Golden State Ninjas, Las Vegas Golden Lucarios going up against the Miami Milotics, and Ice Cold going up the Fortnite Ninjas. We'll see if the bottom can reign supreme and start taking points off the top, or if we'll just start seeing that true separation of the top 6 already this early. It can happen, but I believe it doesn't have to happen that way. That is going to be the end for tonight's ProPokeBowl. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming out tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday. If you want to keep up with all the action, the ProPoke podcast is over onto my YouTube. We'll be put onto other platforms eventually, but for now, thank you very much for listening, for supporting it. we got through everything that happened through tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday in our next stream, though, with Raspberry Blitz tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be doing some Risk of Rain as well as doing some Pokemon Scriblio. Because we both want to draw horribly and draw Pokemon that have movesets that don't actually exist on them. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you tomorrow night. Until then, take care. GG to all the coaches. And peace.